Hey everybody, it's me, Rochelle. I just wanted to say first and foremost that I am reformatting my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I just wasn't feeling the vibe that I was going in, and so I wanted to take things in a different direction. So we will get to that right now. So the new channel name is M3Three. Just real briefly, when people say me too, I always go M3Three. So I just thought my little piece of opinion and whatever I want to talk about should be called M3Three. So that is what the title originated from. Anyways, so basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be writing in my journals certain topics that I want to discuss, and I'm going to read them to y'all, and I hope y'all enjoy it. So in today's segment of M3Three, the title is "You Were Good for My 20s, but honey, you're just not 30s material." So, I am 31, and last year, when I was 30, I decided that I was going to make a lot of changes that I've been in the process of making for quite a while. So, let's just get started. There came a point where I realized I wasn't happy with my life. I figured out I had a lot of changes to make within myself. One of the first things I wanted to do was be completely honest with myself. In order to do that, I needed to start being honest with everyone else around me. So it began. I started by expressing my feelings and how people's actions make me feel. It took me quite a bit to adapt to the proper method of doing this. So, well, let me just stick to all this. Let me just stick to what I wrote for now. But also required me to let it go once I let it be known. That also took a bit of time. Hell, I still lack sometimes. Like, I really do. Like, sometimes I get angry about stuff and I don't let it go when I should. But I'm working on it. I'm getting there. But I've learned to read people and how they react to the truth. Even with me stating that I'll get over / through it and it won't bother me for long. Most reactions don't go so well. So that tells me something. When someone reacts in a manner that it considered badly, when you calmly express your feelings on an action they made, it could be for a number of reasons. So I'm having a little problem reading my handwriting. I was writing a little fast earlier. You know, I'm a little old school. I still like to write. And see, I have all my different colored pens if y'all can see the color. Oh, and also, excuse the light. It's nighttime right now, so I have to use some sort of light. But I like natural light. Usually my videos are made during the day, but not this time. So even with me stating that I'll get over / through it and won't bother me for long, most reactions don't go so well. So I already said that. But I lost my place. So that tells me something. When someone reacts in a manner that is considered badly, when you calmly express your feelings on an action they made, it could be for a number of reasons. One being they just plain don't care. Another being that they themselves are insecure about themselves in one manner, if not more. that's just a couple of reasons. There are plenty of other reasons, but those are the ones I have most experience with. So those are the ones that I'm probably gonna, focus more on. Another thing, if someone blames you for something they did wrong, something is seriously wrong with them. I've had that happen to me on too many occasions, like with different people. It's happened too many times. Also, there came a point in my life I wanted peace and happiness. So if certain behaviors trigger negative feelings and it wasn't getting fixed, then it was best I got away from the behavior, meaning the person behaving that way. Positive vibes only. Like, that's what I need in my life. I need positive vibes, and I need people that are going to rise above all the negativity and leave that crap behind. Again, they don't care or are insecure. Those two reasons come to play a lot, and even, especially those closest to me. I needed to make inner changes, and so far that has meant I've had to change everything. Like, people, places, and things. I've had to do one of the hardest things I've ever personally experienced, and that's cutting people out of my life. So I guess you could say this is the heart of the title. Cutting toxic people from my life was really the biggest step towards inner change that I could take. It's no secret that I was very close to someone and had to let that person go. We got a little scary close, but it was so good at times to be so close to someone you didn't have to say or text a word to communicate with. It was amazing to always have someone around and have my back, and I was doing the same for them. But as time went on, things got a bit one-sided and flipped upside down, to say the least. We got closer and closer. But what we wanted out of life and each other changed. I honestly believe I was scared of things staying the same, and that person was wanting things to stay exactly as they were. And upon bringing up this topic of change, things went sour. I started standing up for myself, and honestly, I didn't think I had an attitude and acted in a manner to begin with. May have lost my composure a time or two, but emotions ran hot. After all, I was losing one of the most important people to me. As time went on, it was more and more clear that what we had to end. So yeah, there in the end, I may have gotten upset, but I didn't do or say anything that I wish I hadn't have. All that time we were growing closer, we were actually growing apart. And that hurts. Like, it still hurts. It's been 9 months since I started cutting people out of my life, and it hurts. Healthy people that I want in my life. Well, at least most of those people are in good places mentally, majority of times now. We all have issues, LOL. Anyway, so before the split happened, I ran off someone who really did nothing but try to be there for me in any way for 6 years, give or take. That he would be there for me in any way that I would allow him to be. It wasn't until after I let go of the other person did I realize what I had in front of my blinded eyes the whole time. Through all of this, I learned so much about myself. One thing I'll admit, I do push people away. So after cutting ties with this person and quite a few other people, my main New Year's resolution that I kept to myself was to reach out and be open to a new group of people. People who know how to have healthy relationships. People who try to remain calm-ish in moments of rage. People on the same wavelength. Inner peace. That's what it's about. Excuse me. So I've been reaching out to old but actually new people, and I'm being active in their lives. Oh, I said that backwards. To new but actually old people. and I'm being active in their lives. I'm trying to be a better mother, daughter, sister, aunt, and friend to everyone. I'm a responder, not usually the one to reach out first. So I've stepped outside of my comfort zone and accepted different people in my life. I really don't have the energy for drama anymore. I don't react the same. I don't get as angry or frustrated as I once did about things that used to make me really mad. Which I have anxiety, so sometimes that affects things. Also, my bipolar and depression affects me at times. But that's another thing and another story for a different segment of M3Three. I've even gotten to where I want to take my meds, which if you know me, then you know controlling these things naturally and on my own is very important to me. It's always been an issue for me. I've always wanted to do it myself. But it came to a point where my mental health had to jump to the top of the list so I could live normally-ish. Because I'm a weird person, so I live a weird life. I found meds that work and don't make me gain ridiculous amounts of weight. So tons of changes within myself. Like, that just shows how much I'm willing to, like, do anything for this inner peace. Like, I admit that I need help with my mental diseases, so I take medication for them. I find it odd I started trying to make these changes at the age of 25 years old. I remember because it coincides with something my brother once told me. Then, the age of 30 is when everything really changed. Mostly because I decided to cut toxic people, behavior, and train of thought from my entire life. It's been hard, and I miss some of the people I had to let go of. But my life is getting happier. I'm getting closer to inner peace and acceptance. It's a work in progress, but it's worth it to keep at it. By the time I was about 6 months into my 30th year, I felt like big bright things were coming after the shitstorm my life had become because of what I allowed to happen. So I knew big changes were coming. I was hoping not too big or regrettable things, but things weren't getting better, so I had to step back and evaluate my life choices. So 30 was a major year for me, and I like who I'm becoming. And that's all that I wrote. So this is my little journal. I love it. I have a couple of journals. So basically, you know, I had to cut people out, and I had to just, I don't know, I just had to cleanse my life. And you know, I've been making a lot of other changes too. Like, when I have negative thoughts, like I mentioned, my train of thought, when I have negative thoughts, I immediately push it out of my head, and I'm like, Rochelle, no, you know, you can't think like that. And I talk to people, and I try to be very open about my life. I don't try to be closed off. And I've always considered myself an open book, but I've realized that I am a very closed off person. I've been hurt a lot, and I have my issues, but I'm working through that. And at 31, you know, there's so much I've come to realize through the last 10 years of why I am the way I am, why I do the things that I do, and in the manner that I do them. So, I don't know. It's just something that's been heavily on my mind, is how closed off I've been. So, for New Year's, you know, I really wanted to start opening up to people, including family, friends, and people that I consider good friends that I just never allowed myself to get close to. So I've been doing that, and I think I have a good little group of friends going on. Yeah. Well, Anyways, so that's it for this segment of M3Three with Rochelle, me. So if y'all could just like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And that's gonna be it.